So, you know, we said that the other day when I said I'd be very surprised to see us get above the 65s. You know, I said that was probably that was the back end target. I'd be surprised to see us get there. And then they jammed it to 68 at the, you know, which understandable, makes perfect sense mechanically, but certainly wasn't expecting that after, you know, the low of the day. But once you get Momo trades, you can see it is a manipulated trade, and then they keep it here all day yesterday. So it takes time to do back and fill, and it takes time because these traders that got caught, some of them are going to try to wiggle out. They're still trying to wiggle out from this trade where they get wrong. You know, there's some of these that are day traders turned into, you know, investors. Oh, no. You know, I don't want to take my loss. So they've carried it, figured that, okay, it'll gap down. But so far, no. So that's part of the process, is these traders are still, and because of this egregious move, and then some, those traders are still trying to get out. And that's why once we get down here into that 62 zone, you know, it makes it much harder. We said until we break this down convincingly, this is, you know, 2-6. Come on, that was our magnet. So that's why even yesterday we understood the power of the 62 and still do. So theoretically, contra on the bounce, because the high of the day to the low says this should be a contra, and that's like a 60% bounce. So anybody that is played this trade, this is a great first trade idea, this sequence right here. Outstanding. If you recognize the idea of it being a contra. Okay, this should be our angel being tested right now. All right, 63.5. Great trade. Anybody that played both ways, congrats. You're a trader. You know, half gap was a trade, possible gap, 60% bounce, one tick, you give up 3 or 4. So we had 68 resistance for this opening swing here. Anybody that got to the 62s early, we said it was tad early. Remember, we said it was too early, you know, for the buy. Wait a bit. Nearer the open, this thing starts to run. Those of you who play this chart right here, that's a winner. So this was the range we had thought about. On the Globex chart, we said be careful here. This should be support. And all I can say is those traders who are trying for too much on a day like today, either direction, they're going to get whipsawed. Look at that 63. Great angel. That's the way an angel's supposed to behave. And one more time, anybody that gets up to the 66.5, the 67 zone, this should be our chop zone. And I think we have the opposite of yesterday, just a little bit of a chop zone, just a hair lower. So again, theta burn is what I'm thinking. Only these bots don't know where that support is. And every time the shorts think that they're going to get a home run, they get bamboozled. Beautiful trade. I told you, think small. Grab a couple points out of these swings. You know, traders aren't afraid to risk a couple points to make a couple right now. These are bots. Zeke, it's crazy. Anyways, we said don't look for the big trade. Don't think plunge. In my opinion, right now, 62 is holding. This is support, trying to hold and close the gap. Traders will probably take profits again, 67, 68 zone. And I'm not thinking a big range. I'm thinking yesterday was a ridiculous range. Today we may get the same thing. Anybody gets close to the gap fill, 67.5. See, bingo, right there. Take it. You got a trailer, keep it a couple of minutes. 69 is the demon.